First, welcome to my employee login screen. Every employee is going to get a 4-digit PIN. You can use that PIN to log in, or you can use that PIN to clock in. For example, if I tap my clock button there on the bottom right, it gives me the ability to clock in or out. Additionally, when I do clock in, if I have multiple roles assigned to me, I can select that role for the shift. Lastly, we can also keep track of my hourly wages, and that information is going to be reflected in the payroll report. For now, let's go ahead and log in. This is our order screen. Now, if I want to ring in items, all I need to do is tap on a category and then tap on one of the items. Also, if there's a specific item that I want to find, instead of browsing, I can also use my search box up here to go ahead and search for a specific item. And then lastly, if I had a scanner attached to my system, I could scan the barcode on the item and then ring it in. Now, let's say, for instance, I scanned in an item and the item is not in my system. Well, what's going to happen in that instance is a window will populate, giving me the ability to quickly add the item into my catalog. Now, in this example, my UPC line is blank, but if I actually scanned a barcode, that information would be in the first line, and then all I need to do is fill in the relevant information, such as name, price, and category. Now, a few more things about entering in items. I also have the ability to make some managerial edits to items. For example, let's say I perform a long press on this rooster toy here. As I hold my finger down, it opens up a new window, and it shows me some information that I can change and update. For example, here you can see I can change the price. I can enable and disable tracking inventory. I can update the stock, or if I'm performing inventory, I can edit and correct the stock. You can also see I can mark the item as out of stock, print a label, or update the UPC code. Another thing of note here is you can see that I do have an item rung in on my cart screen, but let's say that was made out of mistake. It's very easy to delete an item once you've rung it in. All I need to do is swipe to the left on the item like so, and then I can tap the trash can button. Additionally, let's say I want to ring in an item multiple times, I can go ahead and I can use my quantity bar there along the top. So for example, let's say I want to ring in 3 of those roosters. I tap the number 3, and then I tap the rooster there, and there you can see 3 of them are now rolling. I also have a few different item types that I want to show you as well. So for example, here you can see my first item is grooming services. This is an hourly based item. So for example, when I tap on it, let's say the grooming service is going to take 2 hours based on the size of the dog. So there I tap on the item, I ring in 2, and I hit apply. Now you can see it charged $25 per hour for a grand total of $50. Next, I can also do items by weight. So for example, if I want to be able to order dog food by the pound, I can tap on it like this. Now from here, I have a couple of different options. If I have a scale that's integrated within the system, then when I take that dog food and I put it down on the scale, it's going to automatically read out the price. If I don't have a scale that's integrated, I can manually enter that information by tapping on the screen and putting in the weight. Then it'll automatically calculate the price. And there you go. Next, I can also do items by length. So for example, if I tap this pet blanket here, you can see that if I want to sell a blanket based on its length, so for instance feet, I can do that. So we're going to say this is a 6-foot blanket. Hit apply, and there you go. You can see it's $66. Also, in an instance where you need to do age verification, we also have the ability to put an age requirement on items. So for instance, let's say this CBD for pets had an age requirement. I could tap pet CBD, and from here I could scan an ID, and it would auto-populate their contact information and also prove whether or not they can purchase it based on the age associated with the ID. That's a bit about ringing in items. Now let's talk about some of the customer-based options that we have. So to do that, you're going to notice on the top left of the screen, I've got a person icon. I'm going to associate a customer with this order. I tap on that button, and today Dana's going to be the one being cashed out. So I tap Dana. Now you can see one of the things is that there's a note associated with the Dana entry. He gets 15% off of all merchandise. Now that we're ready to cash out the transaction, let's go ahead and tap the pay button there in the bottom middle. Now, one of the things you're noticing is that it does show a cash price and a card price. If this account was set up for, say, dual pricing or cash discount, then those prices would be different based on that program. Now from here, I can cash out the transaction pretty easily. Let's say Dana handed me $250. I can just type in $250 and then tap cash, and it's going to tell me my change due. I also have a few other options. Now, if I scroll down here, you can see I can cash out by gift card. I can also invoice this to Dana as well. In that instance, Dana would receive an email and a text message that would have an embedded payment link where he can take care of it through his phone, his computer. I can apply a discount on the whole order, set the order as tax exempt. I can also redeem a coupon or retrieve a deposit. Lastly, I also have a loyalty program that I could be utilizing. For instance, it's a dollars to points program. So for example, every $10 you spend, you get a point, and that point is worth $1. Or every $20 you spend, you get a point, and that point is worth 50 cents. So if Dana has loyalty points, I could tap on that, and I could discount his order today. Lastly, I also have the ability to apply this transaction to a house account. You have the ability to set house accounts and house account limits. So that way, throughout the month, throughout the year, transactions can be applied to a house account and then taken care of later on. Now with that transaction all ready to go, I also have a few more things that I want to show you as well. If I open up my sidebar here, you can see you have the ability to manage your customer database. So for example, here if I go into data, you can see he doesn't have a house account, but he does have 73 loyalty points. I can review my orders, I can print coupons, I can also review my point of sale reports. So for example, if I go into my POS reports, you can see I can review everything that took place today, as well as any sales that are specific to an employee. If I need to manage any of my hardware or manage my cash drawer, I can do that. Here you can see I've got my drawer started at $500. When I get to the end of the shift, I can put in however much I counted and close the drawer. Before that though, if I ever need to do any pay-ins or payouts, I have that option as well. So if I pay a vendor from my drawer, I can do that. And then lastly, I can also check my gift card balance if I need to. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Have a wonderful day.